Ladies and gentlemen, this is a public service announcement from the good folks at DJC Audio. It is January 13th, 2020. Have you taken down your Christmas decorations yet?
That's a little public service announcement from the good folks at DJC Audio. Did you take your Christmas lights down yet? Did you take a tree down yet? Have you even thrown away the wrapping paper that you guys used on Christmas morning? Are you Jewish? Did you take down your candles? Have you put away your dreidels? You celebrate Kwanzaa? Did you put away your Kwanzaa stuff? I feel like as a black person, I should definitely know more about Kwanzaa. I think it's 12 days long. I don't know. I guess. I feel like this is going off the rails. So let's go ahead and run the intro. Run that shit. Like about 2 years ago, Disney announced that they were going to redo Little Mermaid. Okay. And she was going to be African American.
Sounds a millennial OG.
R.I.P. to the guy Pop Smoke. He ran down in his rib, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Child's Play Podcast.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy DJCHiLD. Pull up a chair, pour up a drink, and roll up a fatty with me and all my friends, because it's time for the Child's Play Podcast. Yes. You already know. It's 2021. How you like that fade out? It's your boy DJCHiLD, and I'm back. It's 2021. It's a new year, and I'm here with another installment of the Child's Play Podcast. Yes. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. There's so many podcasts. There's so much content out there in the World Wide Webbery for you to get stuck in, but you chose to get stuck here with me. That's what's up. My name is DJCHiLD. If this is your first time listening, I am a DMV native. I'm out here. I do what I do. I'm a DJ. I'm an audio engineer. I work for an internet radio station, which I sometimes mention from time to time. And I've been doing this pleasant little program for almost a year now. In April, it'll be 1 year that I've been doing this show. And we've done about 24 episodes right now. And I say we because the Child's Play Podcast is not a singular man operation. It is a group of people coming together to make sure that some quality content is being put together. And I really apologize. I have not been able to get with y'all very often. Things have been a little bit crazy. I've been in transition. So I haven't been able to do as many episodes as I was. In addition to that, I don't know if anyone noticed, I usually do my episodes with my co-host, Lucho Speaks. Lucho Speaks had an addition to his family. Shout out to him. Shout out to his loved ones. He had an addition to his family. So he's going through some transition right now. So I am flying solo. Solo for dolo for sholo. I did do a Friendsgiving episode. I had a few people over here. I had Connell the dude from Chicago. My guy Chris Ray over at WLVS Radio in DC was here. Dank Paradise was here. We had a really good time, man. We had a really, really good time. We did the episode. We ran into some audio issues that caused us to we ran into some publishing issues actually that prohibited the show from getting the distribution that we wanted. But it was a really good show. It was a good time for me to really get back into the swing of things. It was a hell of a show. So today I'm flying solo. I'm by myself. And the reason why I insisted on doing the show today, because there's so much going on. So much going on. And I could belinger the moment a lot longer. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. The first thing we're going to talk about is the NFL. All right. So the NFL playoffs began last weekend, and please believe any free time that I had, I was sitting down watching that. I'm a football guy. I'm a sports guy in general, but football is probably my sports love. And for those that don't know, I am a Giants fan. Yes, it's a hard life. But I'm also a Baltimore native, so I do have a place in my heart for the Ravens. And the Baltimore football Ravens got off the proverbial schneid over the weekend. Well, not so much the Ravens, but Lamar Jackson most specifically. When he got his first playoff win, congrats to the boy, Lamar Jackson, coming through. Getting that demon off his back with the Tennessee Titans, who last year came and laid the smackdown on the Ravens. He had a really, really bad first quarter, Lamar Jackson. First half, excuse me. His second half actually was quite amazing. And then last season, that was 2 seasons ago. Last season, he had a better game overall, but still not Lamar Jackson that we see during the regular season. The narrative about him in the postseason had begun. But now we had him just this past weekend versus Tennessee, where Lamar Jackson threw for about 70% completion percentage, and he ran for over 100 yards. I was watching the game. I watched it pretty much from start to finish. I was flipping back and forth. And the first half, Tennessee, it was a power struggle. Derrick Henry couldn't really get going at all, which is a plus. However, Tennessee was hanging in the game, playing scrappy defense. Lamar Jackson couldn't really get it going. He had a 45 or 50-yard run. That was really nice, but that was the only above, 4-yard run that he had for the first half. Well, the second half, you hear the analysts say Lamar Jackson took over the game. I was watching the game. He did take over the game, but this is where I was so impressed. He didn't take over the game in a sexy way. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't super sexy. It was Lamar Jackson was another running back. He was able to really keep the defense on their heels because the coaching staff said, we are going to use your gifts and your talent for what they are. And Lamar Jackson ran the ball for 4 yards. He ran the ball for 5 yards off tackle. He runs in between the tackles, actually. For someone to be so fast, he actually doesn't have a bunch of plays where he gets around the edge. In the NFL, no one really has any plays when they get around the edge. It's a standard of sub 5.0 40 times in the NFL. So the field's only 55 yards wide and you're starting in the middle of it. You only got about 20, 25 yards to work with. There's no way you're going to beat somebody to the edge. I mean, if you're beating guys around the edge, they're getting cut the next day. So, but Lamar Jackson does a lot of his work in between the tackles, in between the tight ends. And I saw him take it upon himself to get just enough that the team needed to keep the drives alive. And what I also saw from him, which I saw a little bit of with RG3 because I'm so close to DC, I see a whole lot of Washington football team coverage. RG3 was just like Lamar Jackson. The problem with RG3 was he didn't know how to get down. He didn't know how to absorb contact. He never developed whatever it is that you need to develop to be able to sustain NFL hits. Which I can't necessarily say I fault him for. How many people that are listening to this or that you've ever met in your life can sustain multiple NFL hits? It's not something that you're just born able to do. But RG3's issue was every time he got hit, he looked like a crash test dummy hitting the ground, body parts flying all over the place. I mean, I swear it looked like a Mortal Kombat fatality every time he got tackled. Lamar Jackson, though, he knows when to slide, he can take contact, he knows when to get low, he knows when to use his shoulder, he knows when to get out of bounds. And you don't see him take a whole lot of the punishment that you've seen other running backs take, including Michael Vick. Michael Vick has some of the greatest highlights in NFL history, but I watched Mike Vick games. I was a fan of Michael Vick, and he threw a lot of interceptions, and he got hit a lot. He had to try to jump over people. I mean, he did a lot of stuff where it was inhuman, but at the same time, he's still human, so eventually it's going to catch up to you. Lamar Jackson was quite impressive with his win over the Titans, and I look forward to seeing him play against the Bills. The Buffalo Bills made it back to the playoffs finally. They got the playoff win last week as well. First time in I don't even know how long. They was talking about during the game. I don't know how long it's been. But shout out to Josh Allen for sure all day. And he just really, Josh Allen I'm speaking about, he just really had his coming out party in front of America. Like, America found out who Josh Allen was just this past week. And I saw it when I first saw him. I mean, the arm strength, the size, just everything about him just seemed inhuman. It seemed not normal. It seemed like we're not going to pretend. Oh, we got ads playing in the background. We're not going to pretend like we've seen this guy a bunch of times. We haven't seen a bunch of Josh Allens. And he really got out there and did, you know, what he needed to do. He showed the world that he is a franchise quarterback. He is the future, and he is going to be a force to reckon with. And I got a bunch of audio playing in the background because I'm trying to pull up some stats from the game because, you know, I want to give you guys a little bit of content without just all these words. You dig? Josh Allen had a really, 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 really great game. Also, Stephon Diggs. Hey, West Baltimore in the house. Shout out to Stephon Diggs. Had 6 receptions, 128 yards, and that touchdown. He had 9 targets, so, you know, most of the time when you go to the boy, he's available. But, I mean, back to Josh Allen, man. Josh Allen, he was 26 for 35. He had 324 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He also was the leader rusher. He ran for 54 yards. The boy's got wheels. He's big. He's like Ben Roethlisberger, but faster. So I don't think that we should be sleeping on Josh Allen and what his ceiling is. But I can tell you right now, that game versus the Ravens this weekend is going to be extremely intriguing. I can't wait to see how it goes. And as far as the rest of the wild card weekend went, the Rams and the Seahawks, the Rams won by 10. That score made the game closer than it was. The Rams dominated. The Buccaneers took care of the Washington football team, who was just happy to be there. The Bears and the Saints was, you know, the Saints did what they're supposed to do. This might be Drew Brees' last ride. I'm happy to see Drew Brees repping for the 30 and up crew, so keep doing your motherfucking thing, Drew Brees. And the Browns and the Steelers, I mean, you know, them Steelers came out 11-0, but I always said they was fool's gold. They never looked that good to me. Ben Roethlisberger, I believe, is done. No disrespect to him, but I just think that it's over for him. They're going to have to try to find a way to move on. They lost to the 11-5 Cleveland Browns, and the Cleveland Browns had like 28 points in the first quarter. But by the time I first tuned into the Cleveland Browns game, it was already over. There was no way that the Steelers was going to score that many points and come back in the playoff game. So I already knew that was a wrap. So hopefully Mike Tomlin and them can figure it out. But I'm only rooting for them because I like Mike Tomlin. Other than that, I don't like Steelers fans. I got a couple homeboys that's Steelers fans, and I got a friend of the family that's a Steelers fan. They're fucking annoying. They are some of their 7 championships. Y'all want to lie for those championships? Shit. But whatever. Shout out to the Steelers. Shout out to Mike Tomlin all day. So that's the NFL wrapped up. If you didn't see any of the games or you wanted to just hear my opinion on it, there it was. That was it. So, yeah, I mean, keeping it in the sports world, the NBA has been quite saucy as well. God damn. In the National Basketball Association, we're in, the 4th week? There's no bubble anymore. There's no Disney. There's none of that. Everybody in the NBA, all 30 teams, have got to figure out a way They got to figure out a way to hold these games and to hold practices and to conduct a full season, well, a 72-game season as opposed to the normal 82-game season. They got to find a way to conduct business underneath these COVID